What is up, guys? It is DMG here, and today we're going to be going over a 500k super team squad builder. I mean, it has some amazing players in it, so it features the upgraded Akinfeev, Fernandez, and Grankvist from the World Cup. It's got normal gold Chaluka, it's got inform Amaro. In the midfield, it's got baby icon Blanc, that with the midfield card. It's got Team of Season Farfan, it's got that hero card Rojas, and then in the attack, all from the Mexican League, all Team of the Season. It's got Danny, I think it is, at right wing. It's got Ruidíaz at striker, and it's got Hurtado at left wing. Now, I do call it a super team for a reason, right? And it does have some amazing players in it. And honestly, it's mostly part of the, for the budget at least, it's mainly from Blanc. That's around like 30-40% of it, honestly. So you could, if you could link up a player, or find a player that kind of links up those players, then it would be a lot less as well. So I do call it a super team, but that doesn't mean it's not perfect. The defense is a little iffy. It's not even necessarily Chorluka, really. He's a little slow, but I mean, Amaro at left back, right? He has 90 pace, which is kind of all you need in an outside back. You got 94 Grankvist, 88 Fernandez, but the main part of the defense that's kind of weak is the goalkeeper. And I mean, Akinfeev does have good stats. He can make a good save, but it's not really his fault. It's more of the fact that he doesn't have that kick save trait, right? And not a lot of goalies do, but the people who do have it, such as, Farman, De Gea, literally the two most overpowered goalies in the game, if they don't have that kick save trait, they're not going to be that good. There's going to be kind of a cap to how good they can be. If you look at Yashin, right? 94 prime icon Yashin, he's not even that good, even though he's like the best base player, base goalkeeper in the game. So again, Akinfeev can make good saves, but unless they have the kick save trait like De Gea and Farman do, they're not going to be as good as De Gea or Farman, unfortunately. For the rest of the defense, I did kind of mention it already. Chorluka is a little bit slow, but he's actually still decent. Him and Grankvist are also both 6'4", both high-medium work rates, and whenever you have center backs with the same work rates, they seem to just work well together. They just seem to have a better chemistry, right? One could go forward, one will sit back, both will go forward, both will sit back. They just kind of, it seems like they communicate better, basically. I mentioned Amaro at left back has good pace. That's kind of all you need. He was decent there. Fernandez was very good defensively. He has higher work rates. He's 6'1", 6'2", something like that. But his passing was very bad, honestly. But he's also right back, so he doesn't really get involved as much, so it's not that big of an issue. But again, mainly the only problem with the defense was the goalie, was Akinfeev. And again, it's not necessarily because of his stats. It's not anything that he's naturally bad with. It's just because he doesn't have that kick save trait. Like Handanovic is the same way. There are goalkeepers in the BPL like Courtois who are the same way. There's Oblak, who I think does not have the kick save trait. So again, if they don't have that kick save trait, they're not going to be as good, which is the case for Akinfeev. Now, I did actually switch this team into a 4-4-2 formation, so I did have Rojas and Blanc in the two center mid spots, and both were solid. Rojas's card isn't amazing, but it did the trick. It was all right. Blanc, very good all-around card. He's 6'3", medium high work rates. That's exactly what you want in a center in a center mid. He was literally perfect there. And again, he's pretty much just a stronger Goretzka. Basically, he's just a stronger Goretzka. Now, obviously, you would want, Team of Season Goretzka over Blanc, but Blanc does link everyone up, and he does have a perfect work rates. He has perfect height. They really, pretty much everything about him is just fantastic. If his stats were just better, that's kind of the only thing you would really wish for, unfortunately. But that's kind of the only thing kind of wrong with him, is that his stats aren't super good. It's just all around very, very good. Then for the left, right, mid, and then the strikers, this is where it actually gets really interesting, just because the players are really, really good here. I did have Ruidíaz at right mid, and he was good. I needed him just for kind of support. I needed him to fit that role of just a support player, not do too much with it, and he did that beautifully, right? Nothing too special from him, but he, when he got the chance to shoot, he would score. When he got the chance to make an assist, he would. So that's kind of, again, or at least that's all I wanted from that right mid, from that position, from Ruidíaz, and he, again, did that beautifully. Hurtado on the left mid spot. Probably my favorite player in the entire team. And Danny was the striker, and I'll talk about him later, but he had the most goals and assists. But again, Hurtado was probably my favorite player. And it's because he just did everything better than like anyone else I've really seen playing a left mid, left wing, winger spot before. He was just better at everything, right? His positioning was probably the best part about him, and you guys know that if I really like a player, it's probably because of his positioning, and Hurtado's no different. His positioning was just amazing because, you know, if you needed him to cut in, he would, and then, you know, he's a team of the season, so if he has a shot, he's going to make it. If he has a pass, he'll pass it on point, right? So he was just very, very good in that left mid spot. And again, I wanted him to kind of play a role of just kind of just linking players, which he did, but he just did more than that. He went above and beyond what I wanted him to do, which sometimes isn't good, but in this case, it was extremely good, and I could not ask for a better left mid. Again, probably one of the better, if not the best, left mids or, you know, wingers that I've played with in FIFA 18. And then finally for the two strikers, again, Farfan and Danny. Farfan at the right striker spot. I mean, he was good, but he wasn't honestly anything too spectacular, honestly. There wasn't anything that I was really expecting him to do. Like, I wanted him just to be... It's kind of hard to explain it, but he just wasn't really that great. Like, he was just underwhelming, I should say. You know, if he had a shot, he would make it. Again, if he had a pass, he would... You know, he would be able to do it because he is a team of the season, but it's just the fact that he was just underwhelming. He just wasn't really linking up play that much. It seemed like he was very isolated. He would go out to play right winger and just like sit next to the right corner flag a lot of the time for some reason, and I'm not sure why he would do it because I would never tell him to do that. So again, it was just very, very underwhelming because he didn't get as many chances as I thought he would, and he didn't really link up play as well as I thought he would. So again, pretty disappointing from him. And then finally, Danny at the other striker spot. I mentioned it before, most goals, most assists in the team. He's 6'2", he has over 90 pace, he has 97 strength, he has insane dribbling, and you know, someone who's 6'2", usually their dribbling's not going to be that good, or at least their agility and balance isn't going to be that good. His balance is like 74, 75, which isn't that great, but his agility, his dribbling, his ball control are all good enough to the point where you don't really notice his height. You don't really notice that balance. So, you know, again, the fact that he has, you know, that combination of pace, strength, great dribbling, 4-star weak foot, 4-star skills, and the height as well, because again, he is 6'2", he's literally the perfect striker, right? So unfortunately, it's going to be harder to link him since he's not from a good nation and he's from the Mexican League, but at this point in FIFA, I'm sure a lot of people have icons, so it'll be, at least, it won't be hard to link him up just because, you know, in a 4-3-3, there are only going to be 2 links around him. So that's probably going to be it for this video. If you want me to review any other teams, any other players, just let me know. I'll try to do that for you guys. But like I said, that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been DMG. Peace.